In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my general thoughts, opinions, and just review of our final map for World War II Zombies, of course, that being the Frozen Dawn. And the thing is, this is my second go at this because my first recording just lasted way too long, so we're going to try to make it a lot shorter than 25 minutes like the first one and just make it a more watchable length than the last one. So, of course, doing things like this is the reason why they last so long, so I'm just going to stop talking about this. But quick explanation for how I actually go about judging maps and reviewing maps. I judge them by three different things. One being general gameplay, other one being Easter eggs, and yes, Easter eggs are technically gameplay, but I keep them different just because I want to talk about gameplay that affects everybody, and then Easter eggs that just affect Easter egg players, which is now a really big part of zombies. And then after that is going to be storyline. I'm going to do it in just that order because that's the order I think people care about them for this game at least. So let's jump right into general gameplay. So general gameplay, let's first start off with map design. So how this map is actually designed is just pretty much a circle with three different areas you could cut off to. That's pretty much what this map is, and I mean, it's fine. I do have a lot of fun playing on this map, but as you guys may know, both by watching my live streams and what I was thinking about the map before it even came out, I personally wanted a bigger map. But this is something I can overlook because, as I would imagine most of you may know, is that this, I guess, zombies team for Sledgehammer Games is only consisting of 8 people. I mean, that just seems ridiculous for a AAA game, and that they want you to put out a zombies mode of AAA quality with only a team of 8. I mean, I don't understand what they're thinking there. I don't understand the thinking behind that, but they were really screwed over by their, I guess, the top people at Sledgehammer Games, which is something you have to take into consideration, but it's not something that it just automatically absolves them of all their problems. So I'm not going to make an excuse for them all the time like this, but I think map size, because I mean, they did increase the gameplay in other areas with the sacrifice of map size, so I don't personally have a problem with this because of the size, but it is something that I was a little disappointed about because I just wanted a bigger map for this map. Now, as for the aesthetics of the map and just how it looks, is just exactly what I asked for. Like, this is what I asked for I think DLC 3 and 2 and 1 and all of them, really, because I always thought you needed that aesthetic map that just looks really, really nice. I just think that is just something you need. Something with this map that I guess you could say is the Reisendrache of your map, this flashy map that a bunch of crazy things go on in there. And I guess for IW zombies, that'd be Raven the Redwoods, I guess. Yeah, I think Raven the Redwoods. I mean, technically, well, I would say Spaceland, but I just think you need that crazy map that has crazy things going on, crazy wonder weapons, and just crazy aesthetics that just look very appealing and very, like, just crazy to say the very least. So, and that's what I've been asking for, and they finally delivered on it, and that's why I just really, really like it. You need that flashy map that just pops out at you when you just think about it or look at it, and that's what I asked for a lot, and they finally delivered on it. I'm just glad to see. But one thing I actually found really surprising is that I think the map looked pretty good for being on World War II's engine, because I mean, maybe this is just a personal thing, but I don't like how World War II looks. I just don't like it. I think it's an ugly game, and I just don't like it. I think it looks not as bad as Ghost, but somewhere around Ghost level. So, I mean, considering it's on that engine, I do think it's a pretty good looking map. I mean, it's not the best looking map, but it's pretty good based on the engine it's on, because this is coming from someone who doesn't like the general look of World War II as a whole. So, you know, I think it's a pretty good looking map. Another thing I want to talk about, and I'm glad to bring this is probably the biggest thing and probably the reason why I'm going to give this map so much credit, but my gosh, they finally made a map where it's solo friendly just to generally play the game. It's just, you just get on it solo and enjoy yourself. And I'm going to be completely honest, this is the first World War II Zombies map that I just got on and just had fun playing, even if I was just playing going high rounds, or maybe just going just for the Easter egg, or just playing for fun. Like, this is the first time it's ever happened. Like, most of the time with World War II Zombies, given I did it a couple times with I guess the Final Reich, but besides that, I just never never really played for fun this map. It was always for a YouTube thing, a streaming thing, or something like that. But finally this map I'm just having fun, and of course the reason that is because none of the maps have really been solo friendly, even just to generally play. Not just Easter eggs, but just play in general, and I'm really glad to see that. I mean, it wasn't impossible to play the other maps solo, but it was just not as fun. I mean, they were clearly designed to be played co-op, and I just didn't like that about it, and I'm just glad to see that they're finally acknowledging solo players. I mean, DLC 4 is pretty late to actually do it, but I mean, at least we got one map that solo players could go and jump on and enjoy, and I'm just glad to see that's the case. Now, another thing I want to talk about are the wonder weapons of this map, and my gosh, if there's one thing that I would say World War II Zombies is the absolute best at, is making these melee weapons. My gosh, are they just so fun to use. Like, every single melee weapon is fun to use. The, what's it called? The teleporting one, I'll never remember the name of it. The flail, or I don't know, maybe that's what it's called. But it's just so fun to use. I love just teleporting all over the place. I love turning zombies with it. It's just so fun to use. The hammer is fun to use. It's fun throwing it, making it come back. Swinging with it's fun. The scythe is just really powerful and fun to use. The shield, even though I thought it was going to suck, it's really fun to use and probably the best one to use while you're inside the boss fight. So I just think it's really cool, and I really like the wonder weapons. I think World War II Zombies and just Sledgehammer just done a great job at melee weapons and zombies, because there's something I never really thought could be done well inside zombies. I mean, I guess they were pretty cool in Shell and Shuffle with the katana and the nunchucks, but it wasn't really to the level of these, I guess, melee weapons, and I really do like that, and I just think they're so good at it, and I just love seeing melee weapons inside zombies, because most of the time in the past I saw a melee weapon and I'll roll my eyes as like, are you kidding me? I don't want this. So regardless, I'm really happy with how they actually dealt with these melee weapons, and even their upgrading things. I'll get to this when we get to the Easter egg part of this review thing, but I mean, it's just fun. I mean, I don't have much problems with it at all. But of course, another thing I want to talk about is that you can fall off the map everywhere. The boss fight, you can fall off the map. The overlook, you fall off the map. Blood altar, you fall off the map. The ice caves, you can fall off the map. There's not that many areas you cannot fall off the map. So, I mean, it's a small problem. Maybe it's just me that I cannot stay on the map, and maybe I'm just the clayster of zombies. I don't know, but my gosh, I fell off this map way too many times, to say the very least. But regardless, I mean, that's a small personal thing, but regardless, it is a problem that I see as a problem, but it's probably never going to get addressed, something I can easily get over, so it's not a big problem. But one thing that I am very upset about is the amount of glitches I ran into, and I'm going to say this before I continue any further, because in the past, I've never really experienced any glitches for any zombies maps to a severe extent. Like, it never really broke the game, broke the Easter egg, or something like that. This is the first zombies map that's ever done that for me, so I don't know if I was just really unlucky this time and I just kept running into them. But regardless, if it's not just me being really unlucky, I just think it should be something that should be addressed, which it probably is, and I imagine it's going to happen very soon if it hasn't already happened. But regardless, it's just a problem that annoyed the heck out of me while I was playing. It's just like I had to restart my game so many times, even when I was playing solo. I got glitched out of the Easter egg 4 times in total, which is 4 times too many, and I just don't like that at all. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a problem that will be addressed. Of course it's going to be addressed, but regardless, those are the main general gameplay things I wanted to talk about. It's solo friendly. The map design is okay. I imagine it could be better, but of course, map is small. I guess zombies team, which I guess you can make up for it, and wonder weapons are great, and I mean, I like the general gameplay of this a lot. I just think it's really fun. But now getting into the Easter egg, because the Easter egg, and somebody I was actually playing with, that being Gavin, good there, I gave you a little mention right here, Gavin, how about that? But regardless, he kept saying that he didn't like, or at least it seemed like he said, I mean, he could have just been annoyed by playing the game for so long, so maybe he doesn't actually like it. But I've heard multiple people even besides him just mentioning that they didn't want the Easter egg to just be upgrade the get the wonder weapons, upgrade the wonder weapons, put them in the thing, and now you're in the boss fight. But of course, that's where it turned out to be, excuse me. But regardless, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I find it quite fun. I don't really have any major problems with it. I think it's a fine. I mean, there could be more steps besides that, but I mean, I'm fine with it. It's fun. I like the steps. I don't really have a problem with any upgrading steps, because at first I thought the shield steps were going to be dumb, but they turned out to be fine. I mean, they were just fine. I mean, I don't have a really big problem with the shield steps because once you know what you're doing, they're simple enough, and I haven't really ever made a mistake on it. I mean, there's been people who've made multiple mistakes with that I've been playing with, but I never have really made any mistakes doing this. I only failed it once, I think, but regardless, it's just fine so far. I mean, I don't really have a problem with any of the upgrade steps. I don't have a problem with any of the steps at all. They're fun to do. I think most of them just are fun. That's all there is to it, and that's the most important thing, that the Easter egg is fun to do and challenging to do, and that's exactly what it is, and I very much like that about this Easter egg. And that's pretty much it for the steps, but of course that doesn't mean this Easter egg is flawless. I mean, the steps are fun, the wonder weapons are fun, and everything about it's fun until you enter this boss fight. My gosh, they just built another bullet sponge. That's all this boss fight is. It's just like power up these 2 pads and then shoot the crap out of this guy, waste every single ounce of your ammo on this guy. It's like, what are you doing? Nobody likes bullet sponges. Nobody does. Ask the Destiny players. They don't like them. Well, I guess they do because they keep playing the game, but regardless, I'm sick of bullet sponges. That's all they are, and that's one thing I can give credit to the Final Reich, is that at least their zombie boss was not a, well, I guess not zombie boss, but their just boss of their map was not just a bullet sponge. I mean, that's the least you could give us, but I mean, I've just been really annoyed with bullet sponges. That's what we had in the Darkest Shore. That's what we had inside, what's a map called the Shadow Throne, another bullet sponge. I guess technically, whatever the map's called, the Tortured Path, or the map's called, those aren't bullet sponges, but they kind of are because they're bosses from other maps. But I don't know, it's just more bullet sponges over and over and over again, and I'm not happy with that. I don't like it. It's just the worst part of this entire Easter egg, because the rest of it, it's fun. It's just fun to play, and this is another thing I gotta mention, that it's fun to play co-op and solo. My gosh, praise the Lord, we finally got an Easter egg that's solo friendly from World War II Zombies. Thought I would never see the day. Finally, we got one. I could report to you guys, if you could do any Easter egg solo, you could probably do this Easter egg solo. The only problem is that the boss fight is going to take you forever, because the boss fight isn't difficult. It's just you have to stay consistent, because my gosh, dude, you have to be shooting at this boss for so long. He's just a bullet sponge, man. It's just, my gosh, it's just a test in your patience and a test in your consistency. Just make sure you don't screw up, and that's all there is to it. So it's pretty easy boss fight, just as long as you can stay consistent and stay patient. So I mean, besides that, I mean, I really like the Easter egg, but the boss fight is just something I do not enjoy doing. And that's the thing, like, I'm enjoying the Easter egg when I'm doing it solo, co-op, it doesn't matter when I'm getting to it. But the second I enter that boss fight, I'm just rolling my eyes thinking, wow, I'm gonna have to shoot this guy forever now. Gonna have to shoot at this guy for a while. Just thinking, I'm not looking forward to this. And just to give you an idea, and I don't know, maybe I could be doing something wrong, maybe I'm not optimizing well, but my gosh, I was doing the boss fight earlier today, and it took me an hour to get to the boss fight, or an hour 6 minutes, and I know I failed the boss fight, but I was on the last step, but by the time I got to the last step, and I was just about to get the cutscene of it, but I was in that boss fight for 26 minutes. 26, like, what boss fight takes that long? I mean, it seems a little long to me just to last that long, just shooting at the guy over and over again. But I don't know, besides that, it's a pretty good Easter egg. I don't really have a problem with it. It's doable. It's just as difficult for co-op and solo. Well, technically it's not, because you have to build all the weapons yourself, but at the same time, it's not a problem at all. As long as you know how to multitask, you're completely fine. You can do the solo just fine. But of course, boss fights just as annoying solo and co-op, so no big advantages of doing it either way, and that's something I really like to see. So the big positive out of all this is that it's solo friendly and fun to do. Big negative is the boss fight's a bullet sponge. It's just another bullet sponge, which is the worst part of this entire Easter egg, but I would still say that the Easter egg is pretty good as a whole. Now, I'm going to try to hurry up here because this video feels like it's been going too long. So the story, though, the story is something that I've been keeping track of. I've been keeping track of it. I've been listening to the quotes. I've been listening to the radios now being text files. I've read through them, and I've looked through everything. I've even seen the things inside the maps. And I'm going to try to not talk about the season as a whole. I just want to focus on the storyline of this map. But if you guys haven't checked out this video, then I highly recommend you do, because it's really well done, and it makes the storyline sound a little bit better than it actually is. But it's a video by RadAustin27, and he makes a really good video about the storyline, just explaining everything about it. And I mean, if the storyline was like this and there was more of this Thulian Empire stuff that was played off in the previous maps, I think the storyline could have been done so much better, but the thing is, it just feels like it was out of nowhere, and that's so weird because it's kind of not out of nowhere for me because I've been keeping track of the story. But even if I've been keeping track of the story, I kind of was expecting certain things, it still fell out of nowhere, and I just don't know what it is. It just feels weird that we fought this Thulian Empire, which, I mean, we were only introduced to the Thulians, if I'm not, I think DLC 3, I think it was. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was at the end of DLC 3 was the first time we even heard about Thulian, so I could see why I feel that way, but still, I kind of knew about the Raven Cabal because, in fact, I made a video before DLC 1 dropped saying that Redu was a part of this Raven Cabal. Was it right? Was it right? Answer me that. Answer me that. I don't care if you guys can. This isn't happening live or anything like that. Answer me while you're looking at your phone or your screen or whatever it may be. Answer me if I made a video before DLC 1 came out talking about, oh no, after DLC 1, now I just remembered, but talking about how Redu is a part of the Raven Cabal. Now, I may have said that Redu is evil because of it, because the second you hear Cabal, you think evil, but I guess there could be good Cabals. Didn't think about that before, but regardless, I still called you as part of the Raven Cabal, and I'm just so happy that I was correct. But regardless, the story of this map, I think it's better than anything else done inside World War II, and if they played it off better and kind of built up to this, I would have liked it a lot more. And honestly, what it feels like to me is the whole Dr. Monty situation all over again, because if you guys remember back to the Black Ops 3 season, you had Dr. Monty there. I mean, he was there and all that stuff, and then he was randomly shoved down your throat inside DLC 3, and then even more so inside DLC 4, and he became this huge part of the story, which felt really weird because the rest of the series, like this, honestly, it's so much similar to Black Ops 3, because the thing about Black Ops 3 with the souls, the children, and all that stuff, but then out of nowhere, Dr. Monty, the Shadow Man, was in there, and just like kind of felt awkward. It's just the same thing, like instead of being Straub and Barbarossa, it was just Straub and Barbarossa for most of it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get Thule. It's like it's the same thing over again. And I mean, I criticized Black Ops 3 storyline for the exact same reason. I even made a video, did Dr. Monty ruin Black Ops 3 storyline, way back ago. Wow, I can't remember, I can't believe I remember making that video, but regardless, I have had the same problems with it, and I do not think it was well done in my opinion. I mean, Treyarch and Black Ops 3, I think there was more to their storyline, which is why I could forgive it, but this one, it's harder to forgive because, I mean, it just, there's not much to the storyline besides this. So anyways, that's it for the storyline part of it, and that's it for all the things. Now to give my actual thoughts about this. So general gameplay, I think, was executed well. I really think that the general gameplay of this was done really well. I like the Easter egg, I like the, or I guess Easter egg separate, but I like the weapons, I like the wonder weapons a lot, I like a lot of things about this, but of course, map size is a problem, and falling off the map is a problem, glitches were a problem, and continue to be a problem currently, but I still think that the gameplay was still pretty good. Just, I don't know if it's just that the wonder weapons, that I like them so much, but I think they were pretty good. I mean, the wonder weapons really make me like this because, and I forgot to mention this, I can't believe I forgot to mention it, it's right here on my notes, but regardless, high rounds, they are actually viable and something fun to go for now, and unlike previous maps from them, I mean, the wonder weapons are actually something you like using, or actually good to use on higher rounds, so high rounds are also decently fun to do, so that's something that I really like also. I haven't tried going past round 30 some, I forgot what round I got to the other day, but regardless, the high rounds are also pretty good. So regardless, I think the gameplay was done really well. I really like the wonder weapons, and I would give that a positive rating. Then for Easter eggs, I mean, I really want to give it a positive rating, but that boss fight just annoys the heck out of me, dude. It just actually does. But of course, I still think it's still on the positive side because I still enjoy playing it so much. And for the storyline, I think it's done better than all of their other maps, but I feel like they made the same mistake that Treyarch did without having anything to back it up. So storyline, I would say, is the best they have, but I just can't agree that it's something that really makes up for anything. But if I have to give this a rating, I just gotta say this right away, but by far this is the best World War II Zombies map, I just gotta say that. But in just rating it as maps and just thinking about how I rate maps in the past, I would say I'd give this out of a 1 to 10. I give this a rather 6 or 7 rating, somewhere around there. I don't know. It's one of the two, 6 or 7. And the thing is, like, sometimes when I play it, I feel like giving it a 7. And other times it's all like, oh, like when I fall off the map, I feel like giving it a 6. So I don't know, somewhere around there. It kind of wavers between those two. So 6 or 7. Their best map by far, without a question of a doubt. I think it looks nice, even if I don't like how World War II as a whole looks. So, you know, I think it's just a solid map. I think it's the map like. If I ever go back to play World War II in a couple of years, not days, a couple of years, I think I'm jumping this map and probably won't touch the other two. Maybe occasionally touch Shadowed Throne and maybe occasionally touch the Final Reich, but for the most part I'm going to be probably playing the Frozen Dawn because it's just fun to play the Easter egg solo. It's fun just to play solo in general. It's fun to go for high rounds, and I just think that it's just fun to play, and that's the main point of a video game, right? So I just gotta say it's a good map. It's a really solid map. So anyways, that's about it for this video. So again, I'd like to hear what you guys think. I said it again, I didn't ask this before, but I'd like to hear what you guys think about this map. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree somewhere? What do you actually rate a map 1 out of 10, or in your stars? What do you want to rate it like that? I just want to hear what you guys think about this map also. Again, I really enjoyed the map. I'm having fun playing. I'm probably going to go play it after I'm done recording this and uploading it and everything, because I want to beat that Easter egg solo, because I've died at the last steps too many times for my own good. So I still gotta go do that and figure out all that stuff. Maybe even use the glitch one of these days for the flamethrower. I don't know, but regardless, that's about it. Again, love to hear what you guys think about it and all that good stuff. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe. What do I do with my hands when I do subscribe? Like, just pretend I'm holding the subscribe box. I don't know. Subscribe. Okay, so like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell again. And I'll catch you guys in the next stream, video, or whatever it may be. And laters, guys.